Yo! Video games.
I mean, I got decent at Tetris. I was never amazing, but I got decent. Oh, thank you, JJ. Really? I took a shot of tequila before I got here. I got decent at Tetris because when I got a Game Boy, it was one of the only games I had for years. But maybe a year.
Can I have it?
My parents were like, I'm not going to buy you this small little game for this amount of money.
My mom didn't understand video games.
Yeah.
My dad was watching me play Tetris. And he was like wondering how far I would get.
Yeah.
So he would allow me to play because he just wanted to watch how far I would get.
Nice. Yeah. Papa was like, yeah, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
And he would get far. Yeah. You know, Kira, she's at home because
Stop consuming, Simmons.
she got
This is a
school
pacifist
tomorrow.
run.
But
Pacifist Kirby
Go
run.
early then.
yeah, she's got to wake
I'm
up.
killing
So that's why I don't bring her Sundays because she's got school. She's got to wake up.
Yeah, do the
It's like,
pacifist
she'll
run. Don't
be
eat it,
here,
no killing.
Wake up at 4, then go back to like bed, and then wake up. So
We're innocent birds.
Better you than her.
yeah, better me than her exactly.
I think Kirby was the scourge of the Empire.
Chat, what was Sakurai, 19 when he made this game? What were you doing when you were 19?
Dude, not only was he
Smoking weed and jerking off in your
Whoa! Not only that, he made the game wrong.
Gross generalization, but
You know, it's
okay.
wild. He made the game wrong. He made it with like an outdated system. He made it like without a keyboard. From what I understand, chat, isn't that story true? Like he made it without a keyboard.
Chat's like, I'm still doing that.
Yeah.
All right.
Not with a typewriter, but like
He made it with a typewriter.
He made it in the cave with some scrap metal.
yeah, he made it like an outdated way that wasn't supposed to like.
Hi. What you doing? You want me to have that? Yeah.
How did he come up with the name Kirby?
Oh, the lawyer, the Nintendo's
All
lawyer.
right, look, gather around. Let me tell
Gather around,
you.
chat.
So
One. Yeah. Oh. Sorry.
Kirby is named after a lawyer.
That is my reaction time in fighting games.
Come here, honey.
Ripley's reaction. That's my reaction time in MK. That's why I'm terrible at defense.
Ripley, throw it to Dad. Throw it to Dad. Okay, thank you.
Here you go, Rip.
So yeah, way back in the
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
There you
Donkey
go.
Kong got super popular.
3, 2, 1.
Universal
There you
wanted
go.
to sue Nintendo into the ground
3,
for the name Kong.
1. Ah!
One of the star lawyers on the case was Jack Kirby, who helped Nintendo prove that King Kong was actually public domain.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of that whole conversation, public domain.
Oh yeah.
And you know what's the wildest thing now, chat? So many years later. Whoa. Like so many years later, over 30 years later, Nintendo and Universal are buddies now. Think about that. They were angry. And now Nintendo, they've made, like, chat, here's the thing.
40 years will do a lot to people.
Yeah, 40 years will do a lot to people. And, you know, people can change. And things can, like, you know, you can... People, like, right? Like Rocky said. If you can change, I can change. Or something close to that. But, you know, Nintendo and Universal weren't really good friends. And they didn't like each other.
Nintendo gave him a yacht too with his name on it.
Yep.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, Kirby's... Like, the thing is, Kirby's, like, an actual, like, super easy game, but it's just fun. It's just a game like, hey, games can be fun. They don't have to be hard. I think, if I'm thinking, this might have been Kira's first Kirby game. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that was that era where all games were just like really difficult for the sake of just being difficult.
Yeah, and Kirby was just fun.
And not difficult like Dark Souls difficult. Difficult as in they're just unfair.
Yeah, they're just meant to like.
They're just meant to be like unfair. So if you beat them, you know, it was like you were conquering all odds type stuff.
But the thing is, Kirby had so much extra stuff that, like, you know, besides if you beat it, but there was extra things and extra cool things you can unlock and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was carrying over from the arcade era where they were designed to take your money.
Yes. And especially when rentals came along, they didn't want, you know...
The games got even harder with rentals.
Yes.
Like, they're designed to be, like, unbeatable. They're designed to be, like, you get past the first 2 levels, the game is fun, and then we make it aggressively unfun so that you're going to rent the game again. You know, they had to build retention because people just rent games and beat them. No. We have to get you to rent games, get to level 2, get to level 3 or 4, and then the game becomes aggressively difficult. And even the devs have said this, that yeah, that's how we had to make games back then.
Yeah, and then then instead of just renting it, you had to buy it.
So you had to go buy it, or you had to rent it.
Right, Ripley?
Yeah.
Remember that time you had to
1, 2, 3.
Well, they didn't want people to rent it.
Dad, you're not paying attention to me.
That's why they did that.
1.
Well, if you're gonna rent it, it's gonna be tough.
3. That laugh. Ripley, we're playing catch. You see this?
Yeah, I know.
Ripley.
I've done it before with them.
At the same time. 1, 2, 3.
The first game you finished, yeah. Kirby, this is one of the...
I think one of the first games I actually ever beat was, no joke, like Mega Man 2. Because Mega Man 2 is like, I think that's why everyone likes Mega Man 2 the most. It was the perfect amount of like challenging and difficult, but beatable.
First game I ever beat was Zelda.
Because you can aim.
Yes, it's true. You had metal blades.
I don't even think I remember beating Mario. I remember Mario was just very difficult.
Mario 1 was hard. If you didn't have a friend to tell you how to get through the final area, if you didn't have like that information, I never got past it. I'd get there and I wouldn't beat it. I'd be like, I don't know what to do.
I think once I got the Contra Code, I beat it, but yeah.
Oh,
What were some of the games I got when I was a kid? I got Ninja Kid. I got,
Mario 3 is also a game that's very beatable too.
yeah, I got Kung Fu. Yes, Mario 3 is. Yeah, that was one I remember beating.
what?
Contra, I remember Super Contra. Yeah, I won. That's one I beat with my
That's
brother.
a hard edge right there.
Hard edge.
I actually was seeing if he actually had swim mechanics in this game.
But I got Russian Attack. I got Ninja Kid. I never had Zelda, but my mom, with my mom's best friend, her husband was like this gamer, and he was like in his late 40s, but he was just a gamer, and he had Zelda in his house, and I had my own save file. So every time my mom would go to her house, I'd play Zelda there. And that's where I like beat it. Never owned it.
He's standing on the ball. He's standing on top of the ball. Yeah, very good balance, honey. Look out.
Ow.
Rest in peace, Chuck. Like he was living the dream before it was cool. You know, of a grown adult who just liked having a Nintendo and playing video games.
Yeah, I've told this story too, where we can find it too. In kindergarten, at the end of the year, we had this book we made all throughout the year for like different seasons, holidays, whatever. And it's called the All About Me book. And in the book, I say like my favorite place to go, or I don't think the question was favorite relative. It was like favorite place to go, and I'm like my Uncle Stan's house.
Right.
And my parents
Video
got
game
it,
land.
and they're like, "Why Uncle Stan?" Like we went there like once a year, maybe. And then the thing was, Uncle Stan was a bit of a technophile in the '80s. So he bought an Atari when Atari was a thing, and then he bought NES, pretty new, like about '86.
Right, thank you.
It's uncles, man. Uncles were top tier.
It's like it wasn't even the Uncle Stan. It was the fact that Uncle Stan bought Atari and then bought NES.
We bought all the stuff, yeah.
So it's funny.
A bunch of other sound systems.
Do you remember? Did you have this thing in school where you had like like a designated area where it was like that kid's like week, and you brought in a bunch of stuff that like showed what you were. There was like a little little collage / montage of all the stuff that you liked.
Yeah.
I have it on video.
Yeah.
Of mine from, I think it was, no kidding, 1st grade.
You know what mine was? Nothing.
It's like the Mega Man 3 poster from Nintendo Power and a bunch of like Decepticon drawings and stuff like that. I might actually have it in video format, chat. Hold on a second.
You know what mine was? Mine was nothing, man. I was poor. I used to go to show and tell like with not much to show.
Does Atari still make games? They just had that Atari 50th collection come out.
And I literally think that's why
about to come out.
And I think that's why they stopped show and tell, because there was like kids that couldn't show anything. What do you have to show? Nothing. Like, hey, here's some rocks that I collected. They look cool. I had like not much to show and tell. Hey, it's all good, man. You know, but the thing is, like, too, like, it's not like I didn't have anything. Like, you know, my parents did a lot to, like, make me have a happy childhood, chat. Like I said, I had an NES at the time, you know, when my parents were hard-working parents. You know, like, I mean, if show and tell, like, I can't bring, like, here's a Nintendo game I got for my birthday. I mean, I had an NES when I was very young.
Keep it inside, please. Can I get back my AirPods?
But, like, that was about it.
Grandpa, get the stuff back to mom.
AirPods, bad for babies. See?
But my parents worked their butt off to make me have a nice Christmas.
Hey.
That's for sure. I remember getting a BMX bike. Like, that's the thing. Like, my parents worked their butts off to make me have a nice Christmas and a nice birthday. And then, like, my dad would give me, like, small little things, you know, for work, like cool balloons or little small things.
What you got there? You gotta give back to mommy. Come on, Ripley, give that back to mommy. Come on, give that back to mommy right now. You give that back to mommy. I'm gonna take your collarbone right now. I'm gonna eat your collarbone if you don't give that back to mommy, okay? Get that. Let me take that collarbone.
Do you despise Christmas now? Nah, but my parents, like, worked their ass off to make me have good Christmases. That's one thing I always remember.
Fast enough.
There's a lot of Christmases. Getting a mongoose bike. You know, one day getting my NES. But, you know, other than that, you know. Oh, can I get some Legos? Nope. You love your mongoose dirt bike? I got one, dude. Like I said, they would make the holidays. Damn, Muppet. I'm sorry about that, bro. My parents didn't have money but cared. Like, my parents were kind of the opposite.
Ow.
And like my brother is the one who bought me my the Game Boy. And then what year was that video, Max? 92?
That was 1991.
91. That might have been almost, I think I got mine in 90. I have to try to remember. You know, my brother was a bro because that was like in the early days, man. And I was like, whoa.
Ow.
Ripley, put them in the wrong spots. Here, do you want this? Here.
I might have been 10. I got a Game Boy.
Cracko! Brah! I walked right into him. Let's go, Crackle. Really? Ugh.
What's a little baby whining?
He wants my phone. You want?
I need to get one of those Hori controllers. This GameCube D-pad sucks.
Certainly does.
Making any progress at Gotham? Yeah, we're going. I think maybe 1 or 2 more streams and I'll beat it. And I'm planning to do all the bosses too, so not just main story. We still have to beat Mr. Freeze. We have Mr. Freeze and Clayface. So probably 2 streams for like all the bosses. You know what? You know what I did get for my parents? Those stickers. When I like stickers. Stickers were cheap, so I did have some scratch and stiff Snickers back in the day.
Giant fucking drawing of all the Mega Man 3 enemies. And I told you like how we were looking at old video game commercials, and I misconstrued a memory I had of Mega Man 3 with the commercial.
Yeah.
Where I remembered the commercial, but for some reason I remembered being in like a parking lot with getting my copy of like Mega Man 3, but that's literally the commercial.
Yeah,
like, these
dude,
kids hunting down a guy.
And it was like in a suitcase.
Yeah, in a suitcase, and I'm like, for some reason I think I mixed up my moment of getting Mega Man 3 with the commercial. Because I felt like, yeah, I remember a parking lot. Any specific Game Boy Color games, chat, that are specifically like worth checking out? There's Metal Gear, I know that.
Shantae, Metal Gear.
Shantae would be pretty good.
Mario Land 3.
So, by the way, we're almost done with this game.
Is it almost over?
Yeah.
It's over, but there's like a lot of bonuses and a lot of different.
Not on this one.
Really?
Oh, this game basic is F.
Wow, really? What was the other one that was like this that had more? Maybe it's the NES version? I'm probably thinking of the NES version.
Mega Man Extreme on Game Boy? Really? I don't even played that.
It's a weird, like, D-make of Mega Man X1.
Oh, funny.
And there's Extreme too.
No, I'm thinking of the NES version.
Oh, that's right, we're gonna do the boss rush.
Damn, it's like a Mega Man game.
That's awful.
Eat that to the Kirby.
What?
Does he fight back?
No.
He just looks at you.
Wait, that's the boss?
Yeah, he's so tough.
He didn't blow any wind at me.
Maybe the Captain Planet villain. He looks trees. Street Fighter Alpha 1 on Game Boy Color? Wow.
Hell yeah!
People want some Mortal Kombats.
We can play Street Fighter 2 on Game Boy.
We should try all of that. We can't find each other, but we can believe.
You can believe we can.
This is just a, this is just a Cuphead boss.
And I think that's one of my
This
children.
game ripped off Cuphead.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, Sakurai. Shameless.
Yep. Sakurai saw Cuphead, he's like, wow. Yeah, there is MK2. mean, don't you have a copy of KI on Game Boy?
I do.
Signed and all that stuff and sealed?
I have it sealed.
Signed and sealed.
Not signed, but sealed.
Oh, sealed. And it's in impeccable condition, too. They gave it to you, right? Or
No, I found that one.
Oh, dang.
That's some KI collecting I did.
Yeah, that one's in impeccable condition.
Oh, we should play Mortal Kombat 1. We should let Kenny play it.
Whoa.
See how far he gets.
Right? Like, those things are dang near Tiger level. The cover for KI1 on Game Boy is sick.
Yeah, it's full gore.
Wow. Super Star Wars for Game Boy? Is it as hard as the Super Nintendo version?
I beat it. I beat Super Return of the Jedi on Game Boy.
Oh, I beat some of the Star Wars ones on Super Nintendo. I remember because just me and my buddies, like me and my buddy Chavez, would just rent it and like we'd stay up as long as humanly possible and just keep going and going. It's hard, but you know, we had time, especially in the summertime. That was the time for you beating rentals during the summer.
Aw. Well, yeah. More guys.
No, Simmons wants to suck up more guys.
I want to give these guys the good suck. Not the lame suck, the good suck.
Mm-hmm. 1 weekend to beat a game, yep. How many Game Boys did I have? I think I had them all, to be honest. I wish I had. I wish I brought my Game Boy.
Oh god. What about the glare, Sharon? Not the glare.
Damn, try not to blind the chat.
It does not specifically look great back there, right?
Yeah, the back is not so great, but the front.
Not that really great.
The front is fire.
Well, it's actually a GB.
Super Game Boy.
It's like Super Game Boy, yeah.
Yeah, it has a special border on it.
I wonder if that works on a Game Boy Player.
No. Unless the homebrew one does.
Maybe. Mayhaps.
I'm trying to think, chat.
Oh my god, I hit the back. This is rough on this D-pad, chat, let me tell you. This little dinky GameCube controller. D-pad. You're rough.
GameCube controller is good for some very specific things.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's about it. It's just like the N64 controller.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta make these weird gimmicky controllers that are good for one or two things, and then everything else has to suffer.
Huh. You mean like the Wii controller?
Well, the Wii was good for, you know, a
Wii
relative
stuff?
amount of things. Because it was
Wii
mostly
things?
just Wii stuff.
Exactly. Wii stuff made by Nintendo while third-party...
Controllers designed for the whims of Miyamoto. It's more true than you think, chat.
I'd say like that ideology of let's create weird ass controllers for, you know, our weird ass controllers to fit weird games, sort of only ended up working out on the Wii, you know, where it actually did enhance a lot of games, like finally. So even on N64, it was good for like Mario, but not much else.
God.
Mario and Zelda and Star Fox, you know.
Yeah.
Other companies tried, but...
Yeah, the Wii, I mean, you gotta get the Wii's controller, at least outside of the wiggle waggle thing. Having a wireless controller that you can, like, dual hand like this,
Yeah.
and just every once in a while waggle, works pretty great.
Yeah.
Resident Evil's way better, you know? Oh, I see. So even the boxing ring in Smash is a reference to Kirby. Oh, it's RE4 on RE4 on Wii was the best version of the game until the PC version showed up.
Pretty much. Masahiro Sakurai.
He wasn't lying the whole time about the Kirby games?
No, what?
I thought he was just lying.
Right? Just lying.
He's just lying.
Again, he was doing this when he was 19. And we were doing F-all when we were 19.
Mortal Kombat, Kenny?
Yeah.
You want MK1 or MK2?
So many players.
Let's go MK2.
Good. Wait, I'll just give it one more second.
By HAL Laboratory. Nintendo, thank you for playing.
You're welcome. Bye.